What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back with my NBA DFS contenders on DraftKings for Tuesday, May 17th. And be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Let me know in the comments section who your favorite plays are, and then go sign up at No House Advantage using the promo code Awesemo. Get yourself $25 on your first deposit. And we're rounding out the bottom of my top 10 with Robert Williams, Grant Williams, Al Horford, Marcus Smart, and Tyler Hero on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? Time to find out. First up at number 5, we are grabbing some value and getting Gabe Vincent. He's 4,200, projected for 21. He's in the optimal lineup 48% of the time. That's 8% at the captain, 40% at utility. Gabe Vincent's just a value play today. We have no Kyle Lowry, which means Gabe Vincent's minutes are significantly more secure. Now, we are in a different series, so you could see things change a little bit, but I think it's pretty comfortable at this point. I give him 28 minutes, 16% usage, 9 points, 2.5 boards, 4 assists, a steal, which would be great. You're not going to need a ton out of Gabe Vincent. That much I can tell you right now. 4,200 is honestly slightly more expensive than I was expecting him to be, but it's still more than enough of a value price tag, and that is why you see him showing up in the number 5 spot, the highest ranked guy behind the Stars. Taking a bit of a step up in tier here, we go to number 4, Jayson Tatum. He's 12K, projected for 45.5, and he's in the optimal lineup 55% of the time, about 14% at captain, 40 at utility. I know, it's rounding. You guys can handle it. 40 minutes, 30% usage for Tatum, 26.7 boards, and 5 assists, plus 2 stocks. I'm very interested to see this series. I think the Heat defense is really good. Should be, it was good against the Bucks too, obviously, but I think the Heat provides some slightly different problems to Jayson Tatum, and I'm anxious to see how he deals with them because he has looked fantastic in this playoffs, or at least for the majority of this playoff. Maybe I'm a little too high on Tatum's minutes. 40 in game 1 might be not right, but if it's competitive, that's where he's getting to, and I feel comfortable sticking there. At number 3, we go to his teammate Jaylen Brown, 9,200, projected for 40. He's in the optimal lineup 60% of the time. That's 14% at captain, 46% at utility. That price really works in that utility spot. 38 minutes for Brown, so slightly less than Tatum, which has been typical. 29% usage, 23.7 boards, almost 4 assists, and a stock and a half. You could really go either way with both of these guys, and honestly, you can get them both in an optimal lineup pretty easily. I don't think that would be much of a struggle at all. You're just going to have to probably nail 3 out of my top 4 guys. The expectation, the odds, the data says 3 out of the top 4 guys here are going to be in the optimal lineup. Figuring out which one isn't is a more interesting dilemma than figuring out the 3 that are, because you're just going to hit a lot more often by using Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and spoiler alert, the next 2, Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo in some order. And that order, with a pretty big jump in tier, is Jimmy Butler at number 2, 10,800, projected for 46. He's in the optimal lineup 69% of the time, which is nice. 19% at captain, and a coin flip at utility, 50-50 there. 38 minutes, 28% usage. Butler can get to 40 minutes in this first game as well. I do have Tatum there. I think he's slightly more likely to do it than Butler, but I wouldn't be surprised if both did it. 23 points, 7.5 rebounds, 5.5 assists, and 2.5 stocks for Butler. Again, no Kyle Lowry on the floor, so Butler's just going to have to do even more in comparison to what he normally does. I think that price works. Clearly, the percentages work. 1 out of every 5 times Jimmy Butler is just going to be the optimal captain. Again, it's a step up in tier here. Like, Jaylen Brown looked good. Jimmy Butler looks significantly better. 69% to 60. That is a pretty sizable gap. So I am leaning a little bit further towards Jimmy Butler. If you want to give Jaylen Brown another minute, that might narrow the gap a little bit. But either way, we know who the top 4 guys are. Now, before we get to that number 1 contender, one last reminder, like button, subscribe to the channel, notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Let me know in the comments section who your favorite plays are, and then go sign up at No House Advantage using the promo code Awesemo. Your number 1 contender for today, Bam Adebayo. 8,400, and that is the reason why he's your number 1 contender. Projected for 39, he's in the optimal lineup 72% of the time. Now, you can make it work at captain. Nobody would be surprised about that. 14% likelihood to be optimal there. 58% at the utility. He's just so easy to put into a lineup today because of that price tag. He should just be slightly more expensive, especially with no Kyle Lowry out there. Much different series now for Bam, too. There's no Joel Embiid on the opposite side. Not that, like, the Celtics aren't really good, but it's a very different task than what he's had to deal with. 35 minutes here for Bam, 23% usage, 17.5 points and 11 boards, 2.5 assists, 2.5 stocks. This one's easy to me. I'd be surprised if he left this #1 spot today. Maybe he does. If I give Jimmy Butler another minute, those guys would get real close. But the value of Bam Adebayo in the utility cannot be overlooked today. And that is why he is my #1 contender for today's slate. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on DraftKings for Tuesday, May 17th. FanDuel version of this video is around here somewhere, so check it out. Good luck tonight, everybody. Win the money. We are back again tomorrow morning for another edition of the Contenders.